Over the last few weeks, a lot of my friends have asked, Akash, where should I invest given the current pandemic situation? Should I invest in property? Should I invest in gold, mutual funds, real estate? Where? And I'm sure you also have the same question. By the end of this video, my friends, that is what you will know exactly where you should put your money. Welcome back, my friend. Nice to see you again. And for all my new friends out there, my name is Akash. I'm a CFP for over 12 years. And on this channel, rather young channel, I speak about money, taxes, and financial success. Let's jump right in. I would be absolutely lying if I tell you that everything is great. No, it is not. But is there a need to panic? I'm sure there is no need to panic, but things are not so great either. These are some economic indicators that I want to tell you. India's GDP has contracted by 23.9%. Unemployment rate is about 24% higher than normal. Index of industrial production is down by 16.6% as of June 2020, and few economic sectors still remain shut, like for example, hospitality, tourism, travel, and all of those. But there are some good things that have also happened, my friend. The RBI's extraordinary measures has kept money with the banks and businesses, and the stock market is going higher and higher. I know this is not what you came for. You probably may be asking, Akash, just tell me what are the right ways of investing. We will get to that right now. Number one, investing in stock markets. There are two ways of how you can invest in stock market, my friend. One is to be a trader, which means you don't look at wealth creation, but you look at making profits within the short term, or you directly buy and sell stocks or equities on the stock market. The other is to be an investor. You invest in equity mutual funds or for the long term. So this piece of advice is only for investors and not for traders, okay? If you are already investing in mutual funds via the SIP mode for a goal which is coming up after 3 to 5 years or more, you should continue investing. If you already have invested in equity mutual funds and you have a life goal in the next 1 to 2 years, you should withdraw that money right away, because stock markets may be volatile, particularly in the next 1 to 2 years. But you know what? Life goals cannot be postponed, right? If you have not invested but have a goal which is coming up after 7 years, use SIP mode to invest, and you can do that in equity mutual funds. If your goal is going to come up within the next 7 years, I would rather suggest you better stay away from the stock market or from equity mutual funds. Both are one and the same in terms of an investor. Now, I may not be your financial planner or your financial advisor, but this is a general advice. So I definitely suggest that you do your research and your due diligence before taking any decision, my friend. Before you say, Akash, the economy is bad, we have such a big pandemic happening around us, you still want us to invest in the stock market? Yes, that's exactly what I said, and I'm going to tell you why as well. Just hang on for a couple of more minutes. Let's begin with the past in mind. The 2008 financial crisis, the markets went down not only in India but worldwide. Yet we have about 17% CAGR growth of the Sensex over the last 10 years. That is since 2008 to 2018. In the year 2000, the dot-com crisis hit. Again, markets went crazy across the world. And yet we have about 16% CAGR growth of the Sensex 10 years later. That is between 2000 to 2010. Now, I can give you many such examples. We had the Harshad Mehta scam. We had the Kitan Parekh scam, I think in the 1990s, and the big corporates, Satyam Saga in the year 2000s, actually in 2008, 2009. So this is what it has proved, my friends. If investment tenure is at least 7 years in appropriate funds, reviewed and rebalanced every year, equity mutual funds can reduce the risk of loss to 0 chance in 100. Number two, my friends, is investing with banks. India's most favorite place to keep their money. Relatively safe as well, but up to 5 lakhs, because that's what is the value guaranteed by the central government. Of course, not that we are going to lose any money, but just in case. Liquidity is very high and risk is not zero, but almost zero, right? But what sucks, are the returns. About, savings bank gives us about 2.75% SBI, and between 5 to 5.5% for a fixed deposit. Now, if you need money in the next 1 to 1.5 years, banks are your best bet. Keep the money there and don't take it out. Take it whenever you need it. And if you have already taken fixed deposits, which are giving you about 6.5 to 7.5%, I bet that's a great return that you're getting. Let it continue to be there until and unless you definitely want to pull it out. And if you're planning some long-term investments with banks, I have a different recommendation. Have you guys heard of post offices? Yes, we have, right? It was one of the best things that we saw. A letter, the small card, and those 2 rupee 50 paisa inland post letters and all of that. But we should also know that some of the best investment options can also be done through post offices. This is how the comparison looks like. If your tenure is between 2 to 5 years, SBI fixed rates are between 5.10 to 5.3%. In comparison to that, I would rather recommend you to choose a term deposit with post office, which gives you 5.5%. If your tenure is between 5 to 10 years, SBI's 5-year fixed deposit rates are 5.3% currently. The same one with a post office is 6.7%. Alternatively, you could also look at post office monthly income scheme, which can give you about 6.6%. And you know what? A 5-year NSE is also going to get you more than a fixed deposit, that is 6.8%. If your tenure is 10 years or more, my friend, a public provident fund can give you 7.1%, which is substantially higher than what a bank fixed deposit can give. Sukanya Samriddhi scheme can give you 7.6%, but remember that Sukanya Samriddhi scheme we cannot withdraw, and we can only invest if you have a girl child. And that money can be only used for the girl child during her marriage, right? And if you want the flexibility or the liquidity, I would rather suggest you can also look at Kisan Vikas Patra at 6.9%. KVP you can withdraw anytime after 2.5 years. All these options, my friends, are suitable for those who don't want to take any risk with their money, who want to add debt as one of their investing asset classes, and also for people who are going to retire or who have already retired. My friend, the point is we need to make every rupee count. We need to make sure that money works for us and it's not always the other way around. Even that 0.1 or 0.2 or 0.3% makes a big difference over 5 or a 10-year period. So go to that post office and open your investment account right away. Number 3 is investing in gold. Yes, current rates seem very high, and that is how gold works. When equities or when there is a pandemic, when there is an uncertainty, gold prices rise because that's called as a safe haven. Now, if you need to buy jewelry because you have an occasion, something like a marriage or something, I don't think we have anything to discuss here. You need to buy it whether the gold price is 5,000 or the gold price is 50,000. But if you are going to make investments, my friends, and if your investment tenure is something less than 5 years, stay away from jewelry. Look at gold ETFs, look at gold coins, they are better. And if your investment tenure is more than 5 years, then RBI's sovereign gold bond is the best. It has great security, it is issued by RBI, so guaranteed by the RBI. And you know the bonus, you get 2.5% interest along with the increased price of gold when you are going to redeem it 8 years later. Great, isn't it? Number 4, my friend, is investing in real estate. The second most loved place for Indians to park their money. Now, my wife keeps telling that, Akash, you don't like real estate. And I have to tend to agree with her, you know, and particularly after 2008. And these are the reasons. Not tax efficient over a 7 to 10 year period. High initial investment cost. A property on loan sucks. And legal and maintenance hassles. But despite all this, if you are going to buy your first home, there is no better time, whether we have a pandemic or not, go ahead, buy that first home, because your first home is never going to be your financial asset. It is rather going to be your non-financial asset. It is going to be an emotional asset, right? So go buy that first home if it is so. The next case is if you get a irresistible deal. Let's say, for example, you have been scouting for real estate and now it is available for about 10 to 25% lesser than the market cost. It is something that you can worth running numbers and see if it makes sense for you to buy. But otherwise, I would rather suggest that there are better asset classes where you can make more money in a tax efficient and in a hassle-free manner. Wonderful. So we spoke about investing in stock markets, investing in banks, and I gave you an alternative of post offices. We also spoke about investing in gold and investing in real estate. Now I know you may have many questions. I wouldn't have covered a lot of points because of course, you know, these videos have to be about 8 to 10 minutes long. So this is my, come on, ID, write to me your question, ping me, DM me, whatever they call it, and I'll be happy to answer. So my friend, it was wonderful to meet you after 15 days. And hey, don't be selfish. There's some nice, cool stuff and some good information in this video, right? Do share it with at least one of your family member or your friend. Don't think whether they need it or not. Why should we decide whether they need this information or not? Just send it, just share it, and let them decide whether they want to do something about it or not. But you know what? They will be thankful because you remembered them. Also, on this occasion of Teachers' Day, my friends, I am so deeply, from the bottom of my heart, thankful to each and every teacher who taught me in school, in college, in pre-KG, in LKG, whatever, and at work as well. Thank you very much to all my teachers, and I'm sure you also want to convey your Teachers' Day wishes to them. And we should meet again, I think, on the 20th of August. Until such time, take care, tata, see you, bye-bye, until the next one.